Welcome! I am Public Enemy Numero Uno, and thank you so much for watching this. Today I want to talk about working with basic poison. Before I start, I want to make it clear that poison as a damage type is incredibly weak. There are just so many creatures that are straight up immune to it. Even against humanoids, poison can be less than viable as all dwarves and stout halflings have resistance to it. That being said, poison can have its place within the game. I just want to make sure that you are aware that this is an uphill battle to make this work. With that out of the way, let's see what we can do with this thing. There are numerous poisons in the game, but they are only listed on page 257 of the Dungeon Master Guide. The only real rule that needs to be understood about poison is how to apply them. A given poison can be activated by contact, ingested, inhaled, or through injury. Contacted needs direct skin contact, ingested needs to be swallowed, inhaled needs to be breathed, and injury is dealt with an attack. No poison can be applied in more than one method. Keep that in mind. Basic poison activates with injury and can be applied to either a piercing or slashing weapon or up to 3 pieces of ammunition as an action for up to 1 minute. I'm not sure if sling bullets count toward this as they do bludgeoning damage, but are an ammunition, so take that as you will. On a hit, the target must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw or take an additional 1d4 points of poison damage. This little vial can be bought for 100 gold, a bit of a steep price for what it does. Right off the bat, I can tell you that for 100 gold, this is pretty bad. DC 10 is fairly easy to succeed as most creatures will have at least a +0 modifier, which by itself has a 55% chance to succeed it and avoid the damage entirely. What's more, applying the poison takes some foresight as it is an action to apply and lasts for only 1 minute, or roughly 1 encounter. This is an issue because if you enter an encounter without having already applied the poison, using your valuable action to apply will lose you a turn with which you could have done any number of things such as dealing damage with a non-poison weapon to try and finish the encounter. All in all, I have yet to come across a game or even a player that goes out of their way to acquire or make this poison within the game. So, what can we do with this? The first thing that I would recommend is to never buy it, unless the DM is kind enough to drop the price to say 20 gold. That leaves trying to make it with downtime. Crafting is done by being proficient with the right tool, having materials worth half the total cost, and you craft it at a rate of 5 gold increments. At 100 gold, that would require a poisoner's kit, 50 gold in resources, and taking 20 days. I would argue that you can offset the still steep price of 50 gold by foraging, having a garden, or just trying to steal the materials, which trades cost for time. To keep it simple, since there aren't any rules for this, let's say that you can offset the cost in resources by 5 gold per additional day spent gathering resources, provided that you succeed any check that the DM has for you. That means that for a mere 30 days of downtime, you can produce 1 vial of basic poison for free. Yay. DMs, just drop it down to 20 gold, it's just not worth it otherwise. The second thing that I want to fix is how to apply the poison. Again, if you are able to plan ahead, then the poison is vaguely doable. Otherwise, I would want a means to have the poison already applied. The best idea that I have is to pour the poison into a sheath or quiver. That way, when I draw out said weapon or ammunition, it is already set up and I can use it in a moment's notice. As the poison is supposed to last for only 1 minute, then once the weapon is drawn or the ammunition is used, that timer starts. However, what happens if you apply more than just a single vial of poison? Unfortunately, the poison cannot become more lethal, but it could either extend the time or can apply separate uses. I have 2 modes of thoughts for this. Either when the weapon is drawn, the timer starts and continues until the weapon is sheathed again, or once the weapon is drawn, only 1 use of the poison is consumed. In either case, you can ensure that the poison will be effectively applied up to a certain point depending on how many vials are applied. As to other uses for the poison, that is a bit trickier. As I stated before, a poison can only be applied by one method, meaning that you cannot poison a goblet or casually smear it onto someone's skin. It has to be applied through injury. That being said, there are a few clever ways to do that. Attacking a door handle, dropping caltrops across the ground, a set hunting trap waiting for prey, or a piece of paper to give a nasty paper cut. The problem that you still run into is the 1 minute time frame. I do hope that some of these ideas are marginally helpful to your dungeon delving adventures. With that, if you like what you saw, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon page that is in the video's description. Please comment down below as I would love to hear more ideas or criticisms. Thank you again for watching my video, and have an enjoyable day.